Welcome back to the 13 Films of Halloween on Filmmaster Reviews. I'm Adam J. Today we're going to talk about John Krasinski's directorial debut, A Quiet Place. This film takes place in a future where human-devouring aliens are roaming the planet, who can only attack you if they hear you. So, think Tremors, only, above ground. Krasinski starred in this film alongside his wife, Emily Blunt, as a husband and wife who have already lost one child to these creatures and struggle to take care of the two that they have left. Now, John Krasinski really surprised me a few years back with his performance in 13 Hours. It was so interesting seeing an actor who primarily had just done comedy take on the role of this big, gruff American soldier, and I was just blown away by his performance. I thought he did wonderful in that film. So I was really pumped to see what he could bring to the table with this, both as an actor and as a director. Like, honestly, I never thought I'd ever utter the words, "Jim from The Office is a badass now," out loud, but fuck me, I did it. With A Quiet Place, Krasinski only furthers his craft by turning in another great performance as a father living in post-apocalypse. He proves that he is not only a great actor, but a wonderful director as well. A Quiet Place is simply a great film. What really sells this movie is the actors, who all have to really convey emotions without saying words. Again, these aliens hear you, they kill you, so this movie has next to no dialogue in it. There's not a lot of dialogue throughout the runtime of this film. It is a prime example of visual storytelling. You know what every character is feeling in every moment, and every actor knocks it out of the park. Emily Blunt, she's amazing as always. I wasn't surprised to see that she turned in one of the best performances in the film. However, I was very surprised by the two child actors in the movie. Noah Jupe and Melissa Simmons are both wonderful in this. They play off Krasinski and Blunt wonderfully, and they both really sell the scenes where they are in peril together. Speaking of peril, there are so many moments of dread and tension in this movie that you could practically hear a pin drop throughout most of them. There's one in particular involving the two kids trapped in a car together that gave me goosebumps. Krasinski proves in A Quiet Place that he is every bit as good behind the camera as he is in front of it. He sets up and executes these scenes so perfectly. He clearly understands real horror and real tension, and never once does he have to resort to jump scares. Something that he does really well is use the monsters very sparingly. The monsters that can only hear you are rarely seen in the film, so when they are, it's kind of a prize. They only show up when they absolutely need to in the story. Krasinski carefully placed every note where it had to be, and nothing really overstays its welcome. If I have any negatives, it's that there's a bit of a lapse in logic in certain areas, where you have to suspend your disbelief a little bit to believe that they have survived this long. But with acting, directing, and true tension this good, that's kind of easy to overlook. The same can be said for the monsters, which in the daylight moments look a little fake, but again, they're not used as much in the movie, and for the most part, when they are, it's at night, so they look a little more textured. There's definitely things to nitpick, but Krasinski succeeded in making a truly original and deeply satisfying horror film with terror and tension to spare. The acting is great, the horror is great, the story is very unique, and I'm giving A Quiet Place an A. I honestly love this film. If you haven't seen it, it receives my highest recommendation. It's definitely a personal favorite of mine in 2018. Thank you all for watching, and please join me for the rest of the 13 Films of Halloween right here on FilmMaster Reviews.
Who are we if we can't protect them?